Gary will be starting Thursday. They have a flea market at the same time as they have an auction. The auction goes on next door, and that goes from 4 until 9:30. So he's going to give that a try this coming week. And then he's going to try on, well, not try, he's going into the Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I should say, flea market. I'm going to be reading cards. They're very excited to have him. They've never had a card reader, and they think he's going to do really well. So we're really hoping he does really well. And because even if he doesn't charge, some of the people in this area are charging horrendous amounts for reading cards. I mean, it, it has to be considered entertainment. If you take card reading as serious as some people do, and, gear your life on it, well, that's nonsense, really. But if you take it as fun and entertaining and interesting, um, because it can help to point you in a right direction, but it's up to you to do the things that you need to do to get there. So anyway, yeah, so he's going to be reading cards in this flea market, and we're hoping it's going to work out so that he can do it, because it's an indoor flea market. He can do it all winter, and maybe we'll even think about moving to that town. It's a very pretty town, lots of boating, and lots of really beautiful homes. And we when we were driving out of it again toward the Hastings, which was the medieval town, um it was interesting. The houses, the beautiful houses, in town and out, and some of them are monster houses. I mean, I'm sure there's some that are double the size of a mansion. They're like 20,000 square feet, that kind of thing. They're humongous and really beautiful. Most of the houses in this area are built out of brick, red brick, and even the new ones, red brick. But the old ones are all, that are still standing and look really nice and are still being lived in, red brick, and they're beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to close this off and relax a bit while I'm waiting for Gary to do whatever it is he's doing in there. I'm sure he's found, somebody he's having a chat with, because he makes friends and meets people so easily, which is really good for what he wants to do. I meet people easily. I don't make friends, not real friends, really easily. I make acquaintances. And I don't mind. I don't mind. I have friends that are very, very dear to me. And there are others. I have lots of acquaintances. And the acquaintances, some people I've never met that are friends, that I consider a friend. Other people, they're acquaintances, I don't know so much about them. I haven't interacted with them much, that sort of thing. Anyway, I am going to close this off, and I will talk to you again maybe later tonight and let you know what's going on, or maybe tomorrow I'll let you know what happened. You take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you when I can. Bye.
Hello, everyone. It's me here again. Anyway, we're back in Campbellford, and we have a table set up, or a booth set up in the flea market. It's year-round. What are you going to say?
So you need to put the date in somewhere.
Okay, I have no idea what the date is.
It's Thursday, August the 8th.
Okay, it's Thursday, August the 8th. And anyway, we're here. Tomorrow they're cleaning out the booth space that we've got allotted to us, and we're going to set up our display, our tables, tomorrow afternoon. And then on Saturday, the flea market, we'll be working 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, and Sunday it'll be 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. So we're really excited about this, and I've got my cards all polished up and set to go. We went to an auction sale here tonight just to get a feel of the place. June finally got to see the inside and where our booth is.
And it's really nice.
It feels really good. I find that the whole shoot match is really nice, and it's going to be fun to be here. The people that are working here are fun to be with.
Yeah, they're very friendly.
Yeah, it's a nice group. And
we were invited, or we were welcomed into the family, the flea market family, so which was nice.
Yeah, and that's really nice to have that comradeship with the people that you're going to be working with.
Yeah.
They have a little vendor place there that's only open during the, what do you call it, the auction. And they've got terrible sized ice creams. The one lady came out with an ice cream sundae, and this is the truth. The ice cream above the dish was that high, and it was just packed, and that was $5. I thought, holy moly, there goes my diet. I'll do that.
We'll be sharing one of those here.
Oh yeah, I couldn't beat it all.
You wouldn't be allowed to eat it all.
And if the two of us couldn't do it, we know that somebody down below
yes.
would be more than happy to help.
The happy face. Hey, happy face, look. Where are you going? Happy face. Hi. Yes, happy face. She would like ice cream. She loves ice cream. Anyway.
Yeah,
sorry.
I found a toy to play with today. And it's an acupressure electronic one so I don't stick needles in. I just use it and it gives you a shock. I got that for $5. I think they retail maybe $250. I've seen it on Amazon and even on Wish.
Yeah.
They're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
And now I just have to get a 9-volt battery. The battery is dead. I took it out, touched it to my tongue, and there was no life in it at all.
They had so many things in that auction that were art things, and we just don't have space. So I really had to hold back, and there was so much in that auction that sold for $5. Most things, actually. There was a couple of things that sold for more. There was one that was it would be in the sort of little brown jug class. It wasn't a little brown jug. It was a beige one, but it had a certain label on the front. I didn't read the label because I didn't go around and look at anything. Gary did that kind of this afternoon after we arrived, and when he was, pardon me, when he was in paying for our month and our half month. This place is so reasonably priced that we'd be fools not to come into it and give it a try. I mean, $150 a month. What was it?
$169 with taxes.
With the taxes in, and I mean here, the taxes are there's 5% federal tax,
15%.
and then there's 7% provincial tax. So, but yeah, it's just it was amazing, some of the things. There was a jar of pennies, 20 pounds they had weighed it. So there was 20 pounds of pennies in there, and that went for $20, which that's dirt cheap. I mean, really. But most things, and there was so much. There was all sorts of canvases for painting on, and just so many art things. There was two like small box, what they call flats, where it's just the small edge of a box. I know they were full of paints, the plaid paints. Any of you who are artsy people or craft people, you'll know the brand, plaid paints. And these were loaded. There had to have been 50 little bottles in each of the
I think
flats.
the flats were about this wide, about 20 inches wide,
Yeah,
and they had to have been good 18 inches deep.
yeah. They were big flats, and they were and they were
closed.
loaded with them. And there was two of them, and they went for $5 each flat. And then there was another couple of them came up that were not quite as big a flat, but had a multitude of various paints, and I think there might have been glue in some of them and things. But yeah, another $5 for each flat. And it was like, oh, I wish, but we don't have the space, so there's no way I could have bought it. Although I mean, if I was in a house and I had a big craft room, that is exactly what I would have done. That would have all come home with me. I'd have been
Yeah.
I would have paid more than $5 because there was another lady there and she was bidding $5 on any of things like that. She'd wait till they got down to $5 and then she'd bid. And that's basically what Gary did with this acupuncture thing too. He waited, and they put it at $5 because they start at like 20, and then they go 15 and 10 and then 5 for a starting bid. And he bid 5, and nobody else wanted it. So, but yeah, that's what this other lady was doing. And there was sheets and pillowcases and towels and all sorts of things like that. And then there was, like I say, lots of craft things. There was a few tools, but it was just a sort of a general auction. There wasn't a lot of furniture. There were several mirrors, but there was no big furniture, not to speak of. Anyways, there was a couple of small dressers, and but nothing major. Two sort of bar stool type chairs. More like the height of a director's chair, though, and they were wooden, thin wood. But anyway, yeah, it was things like that were at the auction, so it was fun.
Yeah. So tomorrow we start setting up the display, and then we're off and running.
Yeah, we don't have a lot to set up. I'm going to bring in, I think, my loom knitting, and I'll start with that. Gary will set his table, and we bought his chairs. We had only bought the table because we weren't sure if what we were going to be doing, but the table fit in here, so we thought, well, it works in here even if, oh my, pardon me, it works in here even if we weren't doing anything like at a craft show with it. But yeah, this is going to be excellent. So we're both really pretty excited. Like I say, I'm going to start with loom knitting. I also want to possibly drag out the boxes with the cards and the other things that I've already made. The box. I think there's only one box that has the cards and the other things I've made in it. And I want to go through and have a look and see what it is I want to sell, what I think I can sell them for, that sort of thing. And I may hold on to all of that, like not the cards necessarily, but definitely the other things until Christmas time, which people can buy them then for gifts and things. But yeah, so it was fun. It was a fun evening, and we met some really nice people. Everybody was very friendly. Yeah, we didn't see any of the really grumpy people like we saw in Peterborough this afternoon.
Right,
This afternoon, the grumpy people we saw.
We couldn't believe it, honestly.
Old people that were grumpy.
Yeah.
And not our age, not even close to our age. Like some of
younger people,
at least 10 years younger than us. Some of them, 20 and 30 years younger than us. But and just owly as all get out. One man actually stood up in McDonald's and told some people behind him to be quiet. They were making too much noise. And I didn't realize at the time, I don't think he realized what he looked like. He actually knew these people, and it was kind of a joke to him. But he looked so grumpy, and he had his arms all crossed, and he's very closed looking. and angry. He looked angry. Even when he was talking to these people that he knew as they were leaving, he looked really angry.
Yeah,
like
he
just
was getting a pop.
mm-hmm.
And I glanced back to see what he looked like. Couldn't see his face, but his stance was one of
Yeah,
just
angry,
yeah.
angry. Yeah, and we saw so many people that they just looked angry all the time. Like, you know.
Yesterday I had a lady knock on the door to get her cards read,
Yeah, that was awesome.
and that was really
I
neat.
had somebody the day before too.
And a lady the day before. Also, I was walking Bree when she was walking her dog, and I mentioned that I was a card reader, and she came back in the afternoon. You're a card reader? Can I get my cards read?
Mm-hmm. So we quickly straightened up the motorhome.
Yeah, we weren't ready for that. But she said, well, I've got a friend and maybe two that I'll, does she want to know how long we're going to be there? And I said, well, Thursday we're coming out here.
Yeah.
And so she brought a lady the next day.
Yeah.
And when I told them that we were going to be down here at the flea market, oh, well, we're going to have to drive down there and see you down there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they were really pleased with their reading, so this is a good sign. So if he can get some, well, I mean, you've already had two people this evening said they were going to come and see you.
yes.
One of them was a man, which was kind of surprising, but.
Well, one lady was a young girl.
Mm-hmm.
She's finished high school now. And she went to Peterborough
Mm-hmm.
to the psychic fair over there with the crystals and that.
Mm-hmm.
And paid for a reading there.
How much?
Well, I kind of jumped in and I said, well, we had looked at some of these things, and they're $700 for a table at one of these things, and vendors have to charge $100 or more just to be able to make money. And I said, I only charge $50, which is half of what they're charging, and I don't use cards. And I told her, I don't tell the future.
Yeah.
Because the people, they can change something in their lives, and the future's changed.
Yeah.
So all you can do is tell what's happening in a person's life now, and
possibly give them some direction.
yeah. And so they, both the ladies, one was having a conflict with a lady she had renting in her place and hadn't been paying the rent, and she needed to get out. And it showed up in the cards that there was two women that were at odds. The two queens came up, one facing one way and the other facing towards the first queen. So they were in conflict. And then when she told me afterwards, it showed that there was little bits of financial problems that were standing in the way. So it pretty well had to do an extra roll, and it finally said, well, this is basically what will happen if you do this.
Yeah.
And the second lady, she was an executor of a lady's estate, and she ended up in the will getting all the money from the house and everything. And the lady's sister was giving her all kinds of problems about the will and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She had been cut out of the will. So it it showed in the cards that there was conflict, and then there was taking action, and there was emotions, and it just went like that through the whole reading. And then at the end it straightened out, and the conflict was taken away by action.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out right, and then she told me her story.
Yeah.
And the cards read perfectly what her situation was.
Yes,
So
very interesting how the cards.
Yeah, so it is in the cards.
Yeah, but trying to predict somebody's future is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you make your own future, and no matter what, you make the decisions. You have to.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's raining.
Yes, it's just started.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yes. Actually, it hasn't been too humid here either. When we were here the last time, it was very, very humid. We weren't sure if we were going to like it, but it's not humid here. And even though it's raining, it's not feeling humid. It's coolish. So.
I don't know what side it's raining on. It's not here.
It's not here. I
think it's
maybe it's just straight down. So. Anyway, we should probably say goodnight for this one and let you go. But we wanted to let you know
our new adventure.
And we're going to have to turn our generator on at some point. Not really sure when we should do that. We're sitting right next to a building, and we really don't want to smog the building, so we may have to back up, turn the generator on for a bit, because we've got to charge the batteries for the camera and all sorts of things. We've got to do a lot of charging, so but they're very generously allowing us to stay on their property, on the flea market and auction property for the weekend. So that's excellent. So we don't have to try and find a place, because in small towns it's harder to find a place. We have joined Boondockers. We just haven't gotten into the thing, and we have to set up our Starlink in order to get online to see the Boondockers, to figure it out. And right now, where we are, I don't think that's going to be possible. So we may have to go and find a parking lot tomorrow and see if we can figure that out for if we want to stay here. Otherwise, we'll be going back to Peterborough. And it's an hour, a little bit over an hour for us to get here, because we don't take the big main highways. We just go on the smaller highways, and so it takes a little longer. But we don't want to stress the motorhome. So anyway, that's
it for this installment.
Yes, and at some point when we have the Starlink on and we are able to either plug in or ideally we'll be on electric somehow. We're going to upload, and we're going to do a bunch of uploading. And what we might have to do is go and find a campground that will, has plug-in, and go into a campground for 2 or 3 days. But Gary's got to go make some money first. So anyway, we will see you when we get back.
Okay, right. Bye for now.
Bye for now.